Guys, good news for Partey and also for Arsenal. Do you know that anytime the Pope passes away, an English team wins the UEFA Champions League? I bet you do not know that. Now, let me take you through some history lessons. In 1978, when Pope John Paul I passed away, Nottingham Forest won the UEFA Champions League. In 2005, when Pope John Paul II passed away, Liverpool won the UEFA Champions League. In 2022, when Pope Benedict XVI passed away, Manchester City won the UEFA Champions League. We are in 2025 and Pope Francis has passed away, meaning Arsenal has been tipped to win the UEFA Champions League. If you look at the semi-finalists in the UEFA Champions League, there is only one English team in there. There is Barcelona, there is PSG, there is Inter Milan. These three teams are not English teams. The only English team there is Arsenal, and they have been backed by history to win the UEFA Champions League because the Pope has passed away. But then, guys, let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. Do you think this history would hold? Because for me, I pray it holds because of Tariq Lamptey. Now, speaking about Tariq Lamptey, let's talk about his contracts. Now, we were all excited when we heard Arsenal were going to begin talks with Thomas Partey's camp to give him a contract extension. Now, this is a player who has received so many offers from different teams. Atletico de Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, even Saudi Arabian clubs were giving him lucrative offers. But then he wanted to stay in London because of his family. Now, Arsenal, upon hearing that and Mikel Arteta's approval, they now began talks with Thomas Partey. Now, Thomas Partey gave a demand to Arsenal, stating that he wants a 2-year contract with an improved term or a 1 year with an option for a further 1 year. According to reports, what we hear is that Arsenal have submitted an offer to Thomas Partey, and that offer is 1 year plus an option for a further 12 months. As to whether Thomas Partey is going to accept the deal or not, we would have to wait. Only time can tell. But then, guys, this is the latest update we are receiving. Talks are progressing positively. Arsenal have sent their first offer to Thomas Partey. It's all about negotiation. Thomas Partey is 31 years of age. He will be turning 32 this year. So most of his decisions that he's going to make are going to be based on what his family wants and what he wants as a player, because he's nearing the end of his footballing career. So, guys, this is very important for Thomas Partey. But then this is the latest update. Arsenal's offer to Thomas Partey is 1 year plus an option for a further 12 months, which is 1 + 1. So, guys, let me know what you think about this. Should Thomas Partey sign or should he negotiate for a better term for himself? Let me know the answer down below in the comments, because he has been brilliant for Arsenal. Arsenal, I'm going to miss him in the first leg of the game they are going to play against PSG. For me, I just want to see how Arsenal will play without Thomas Partey. And tomorrow, in my next video, I'm going to tell you the player who is likely to replace Thomas Partey, because we have certain players who are likely to replace Thomas Partey in the game they're going to play against PSG. Guys, so let's move away from Thomas Partey and talk about Tariq Lamptey. The good news is that he's back from injury and playing for Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, he was part of the match day squad for Brighton and Hove Albion against West Ham, but did not play. The bad news is that the player's contract will end at the end of the season. He becomes a free agent as of 30th of June. He's 24 years of age, and the reason why Brighton and Hove Albion are no longer interested in extending his contract is because of his injuries, frequent injuries. And because of this, Brighton and Hove Albion are looking in a different direction. But the good news for Tariq Lamptey is that Ajax are observing his situation, and they feel like he's going to be a top target for them come next season. He's a free agent, no negotiation here and there. It's easy to negotiate with the player directly and sign him to Ajax. But then Ajax are going to face some serious competition from an EPL club called Everton. Everton are heavily interested in Tariq Lamptey. Now, the reason why Everton wants to sign Tariq Lamptey is very simple. Now, Everton are going to lose 11 players, including loanees, at the end of the season. Now, David Moyes is going to be backed by the new owners of Everton, and they are looking to replace these players with Tariq Lamptey. Ashley Young, who is very old, Ashley Young is likely to leave the club at the end of the season. Coleman is also likely to leave the club at the end of the season. Now, these two players play as fullbacks for Everton, very old players. Now, David Moyes wants to go in a different direction, looking for a young player who can play that position for him. And he has identified Tariq Lamptey as top of his targets for that fullback position. Now, Tariq Lamptey, we have seen him play that right back and play that left back position for Brighton and Hove Albion. And this is the reason why David Moyes is interested in signing Tariq Lamptey. He also comes as a free agent at the end of the season, which is very positive for Everton. This is what they want. They get to spend less. So, guys, the latest update concerning Tariq Lamptey is that Everton have joined the race to sign the player as a free agent at the end of the season. Let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. Good move or bad move? Now let's move away from Tariq Lamptey and talk about Antoine Semenyo. Moving away from Tariq Lamptey, let's talk about Antoine Semenyo, who scored a goal over the weekend against Manchester United. But then it was rather unfortunate that Bournemouth were not able to walk away with all 3 points because Manchester United, they did their thing. They scored a goal in the dying minutes of the game, 90+6, equalizing the goal Semenyo scored. So at the end of the game, it was 1-1, meaning that Antoine Semenyo's Bournemouth plan of securing a European spot next season has been shattered, but it's not over for them yet. Currently, they sit 10th. If they had won the game, they would have been sitting 8th, meaning they can play the Europa Conference League next season. Now, Semenyo was not happy about the whole game and how he went, stating that they played very well against Manchester United, even when they were 1 man down. The 10 men controlled the game. They did their best. Only that getting to the dying minutes of the game, they lost focus and conceded a goal. Now, after the game, Semenyo speaking to Sky Sports, this is what he said. He says that the team above us can lose next week. We can go above them. We just have to try and go next week. We have a very tough game against Arsenal, but the boys would be confident enough going into the Emirates. Then he also added that it's not getting easier, but I have full belief in the team that we can do something. Now, that something means that securing an European spot. That is Bournemouth's target for the season. And I feel for him because if you look at what he's doing this season, it is marvelous. 9 goals in the EPL. He has surpassed his personal best of last season, scoring 8 goals. This is a player who can go on to score 10 or 11 goals before the season ends. Overall, he has 11 goals and 6 assists across all competition, playing 38 games. This is no joke. This is a player on form. And you get the likes of Al Nassr, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool interested in signing Semenyo. With Semenyo's form, I want to see him play in Europe next season. It would be so sad to see Semenyo still play for the same club and still competing in this same EPL, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup. No, with this form, he needs to start competing with the big boys. Semenyo is putting up big boy performances, so he needs to be part of the big boys when they're playing in Europe. So for me, it will be so sad not to see Bournemouth go to Europe. But if in case they do not go, the player is getting a lot of interest. I would advise him to move Liverpool or even Chelsea or even Arsenal. Definitely, he's going to get some European action. So, guys, that is the update with Antoine Semenyo, who scored a goal against Manchester United. But then, rather unfortunately, as I said, they were not able to get all 3 points. Now, let's move away from Semenyo and talk about Gideon Mensah, who plays for ajax. Now, Gideon Mensah has been good with ajax. He has played very, very well. Now, the good news is that he's attracting interest from 2 clubs. One club is from England, another club is from Belgium. The club from England is called Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United are fighting for their lives to get promoted to the EPL. Now, the club from Belgium is Royal Antwerp. Now, these 2 clubs are interested in Gideon Mensah. Now, that is not all. Porto, FC Porto, is observing the situation of Gideon Mensah, and I'm sure they're going to chip in if necessary. Now, what we hear is that Royal Antwerp has given an offer to Gideon Mensah, 2 years plus an option of an extra 1 year. They have given that offer to the player. It remains to see if the player is interested in moving to playing in the Belgian Pro League. But then currently, that is the only offer he has received. But then the clubs interested in the player currently are Sheffield United, Royal Antwerp, and also FC Porto, who is observing the situation of Gideon Mensah, Ghana Black Star left back. So, guys, this is the situation with the player. We are going to follow up on this and bring you more updates concerning him. If you know the interest is concrete, you'll get it here live here on SportsCornerGH. My name is Adam. Let me know what you think about all this we discussed. Semenyo, Partey, Gideon Mensah, and Tariq Lamptey. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Thanks for joining me. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.